Hey, how are you guys doing? We now have the 8th episode of Love Live Superstar to go through. So of course, as normal, I have a poll that you guys can vote on after you watch the episode, or if you already watched it, go ahead and click the link in the description where you can vote for your favorite girl after this episode, ranking them 1 through 5, and we'll see how it goes. Likely we might see some people voting for Ren, so we'll see if she ends up winning this episode. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump to the episode. So we start the episode back at her house, and she starts detailing details about her mother and how she was a part of the school, and she wanted to create a new school, which of course is E08. And of course, she wanted to really have it excel. She also explains the fact that the reason why she's alone because her father was against this idea and left him. What a great father figure. So, anyways, her mother continued to work really hard, and apparently she passed away because of that. And I guess at least her father invited her to come back overseas, I guess. But in the end, it looks like her mother passed away from working too hard, from overworking herself a lot, which, it does happen a decent amount in Japan and people burn out, but it looks like that was the cause of her death. But it also explains why she doesn't have her father with her. So they end up explaining it and the fact that the situation she's in, and she tells the girls to make sure that this doesn't try to affect everyone else. And these girls understand that the situation that she's in and the reason why Ren was kind of not so nice to these girls. I mean, the other student council presidents, I guess, a little worse and whatnot. And Ren has a lot of expectations, and she wants to make sure she can save the school any way possible. But we still don't know why she's exactly not so fond of the school idols in general. So we might have to see if that comes later here. But more or less, the mean Ren is gone, I guess. So now we have her mother, and this is in the photo that Ren is looking at. And you get to see to the left, which I don't know why it took me so long to notice. That's actually the current chairwoman right now. And so they were classmates. So I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it probably should have the last episode. But I think that was something important to notice because it looks like they had some relationship with each other. So they obviously probably knew each other and had some kind of connection that might be revealed later. So then these girls start discussing the situation that's Ren, and they feel a little sympathetic for her, and the fact that they're trying to get her to not be as hated by the rest of the students here, as of course Ren, he decided that the festival should only be for the students who are in the music course and not the general course. But then they're trying to explain the fact that maybe the general course won't have as much appeal. Obviously, the girls who are in the general course are not happy about this, so they create a list and they have a bunch of signatures that are opposing her decision. Ren just kind of shrugs it off and just says, well, I don't know, not my problem, you go ahead and submit your complaints to the student council. And that obviously doesn't go very well with the rest of the students here. So they go and try to talk with Kana and try to convince her to fix it, and Kuku doesn't really help here, she just riles them up. But then we got to see that, these girls, they say they hate her. They hate Ren, and that's obviously not a great look for her. But these girls are definitely trying to help her out. But there's a rift between these two girls. But Ren actually admits that's her fault. She goes to these girls and says what's going on. And she even admits that she regrets her decision in making these girls not a part of the festival. But, she has to come to a decision, or else the festival will be cancelled. And these girls ask, why can't they just both participate with the general and music course? But then they end up explaining that Ren just says, I'm just not a big fan of school idols. And the reason why? Because apparently her mother was a school idol way back then before probably before Love Live, all that 20 or something years ago. And she tried to save her school through being a school idol, and she failed, much like Aqua. And she feels like that was gonna really dishearten. And the thing is that she noticed is that she couldn't find any records of that. So she's trying to connect the dots here, say because she couldn't find it, then her mother probably wants to hide that past, or the fact that she was not happy about the results and kind of regret trying to be a school idol. Because otherwise, why can't she find any of these memories? So Kanon then asks the chairwoman to look at the archives to see if she can find any records about this here. And Ren says they can't find anything because she probably looked for herself, or maybe they just been thrown out. But then Kanon has the bright idea of the fact that she has 2 keys. These 2 keys were given her by Ren for the club So she's going to see if she can find something in the club to open, and she finds this chest in the back. What is in that chest? Well, first we have to jump back to Ren, who is going to give an announcement to the students, and she's apologizing for the problems she's trying to cause, and the students are, mad at her and saying, why can't you fix this problem? But Kano comes in and shows this diary that she found. This is obviously for the club that her mother was a part of way back then when it was a different school. And they get to show her what's inside, and there is some stories and explanations saying that, they failed, but they don't regret anything. In fact, this was one of the best memories that her mother had, as you can see all these images inside this book, and that she really enjoyed her time being a school idol. So we get to see a lot of these images of what her mother was like, and some of the other idols that are with her. I guess we'll probably not learn too much about that, but this also shows that her mother really enjoyed being an idol, and this really shakes up Ren. And on top of that, they actually find her old outfit, which they give to Ren, and she basically breaks down and starts crying. And they ask the chairwoman, why did you hide this? And she was basically saying, because she told me to. Oh, okay, alright, I guess that's why. So then we get a look at the outside stage as both of these girls from both courses are going to help support the making the stage. And then they officially tried to invite Ren to become a school idol. Ren is pretty hesitant at first, especially because, she was kind of against them in the first place. But, I guess the wind pushes her, which I guess is kind of like her mother giving a little nudge to tell her to join. So then Ren decides that she is going to become a school idol with the rest of the girls, which, of course, we know is eventually going to happen. But, it's definitely nice to see that she will finally join them and become friends with them. Either that, or they're telling me that school idols blow. Then we get a montage of the girls preparing for this, and we get to see Ren practice for the first time, and we get to see that they are really happy to see her being a part. And of course, Cuckoo once again does the giant isopod shout out to Sumire, and of course she's very happy about that. But these girls also noted that they want Ren to be the center of the next song, so I guess you can use it as a official confirmation that she's the center of the upcoming song. Then we see this girl carrying a plush, which I believe is the mascot for the school, because we actually voted on that being the case. And then we are going to see these girls do the star, and following this we're going to have them perform a song as Liella this time, with all 5 girls, with the song Wish Song. So that is Which Song, and of course we get to see them perform the star in the song, which I figured was nice. And one thing I want to say though is, the outfits are a little too simple. They had the blue accents and green accents, their image colors, which is nice. But, I'll say nice song, a little slow, but I enjoy it, and it's nice to have Ren part of the group. And to see them finally be able to sing all together. Next then we get the previews of the next episode, and we get to see this image towards the end, and it makes me think, this is obviously reminding me of the scene with Haneo, and the fact that, oh, Lola is going to be a thing. So I guess this is probably what that's going to be. At least that's my guess. And of course at the very end we have the NHK song, which is going to be Ringing, and this one's going to be sung by Chisato. So let's get a preview of that. So that was the episode, and of course we got 2 new songs. Ringing, I think, was instrumentally it's a little too simple for my liking, but honestly, kind of cute little gimmicky song by Chisato, and I like it. I'm gonna say for now at least. Probably one of my more favorites of the 1 star at the end. But overall, I don't know, I like this episode. I feel like this one had the biggest impact for me, the one I probably will remember the best. The fact that, of course, details a lot of important elements, especially learning about the school, and now we finally got all the girls together. I still have questions on the way things went down and such. Like, for example, if being a school idol is like one of your favorite memories ever, why hide it? Why store it away and make it so you can't see it? Why? I mean, I guess there's the element of trying to discover being an idol by yourself, which is what her mother wanted for her daughter, but, why go out of your way to make it harder for her? Why make it so that there could be this conflict and confusion in the first place? And why is it the only way to save a school is to become school idols? Like that's literally the only way, apparently. There's no other way to save it. So I guess if your school's gonna get shut down, I guess become school idol, I guess. There's more than one way to save a school, right? But I guess that's beyond the point here. But let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about the plot? Kind of being rehashed for the third time. You gotta save the school again, kind of deal. Obviously, we don't know if the school is going to be saved or not. That is not yet been determined. That's for the future. But for right now, we have been part of the group. And I guess we learned why she was against school idols. But she was kind of jumping to conclusions, which I think is a little unfair. But I don't know. I'm not Ren, so what do I know? My mother didn't pass away from working too hard. So, yeah, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments below. How has your opinions changed of each girls? And especially, how does your opinions change for Ren after this episode? Do you like her more? Do you at least understand the way she behaved? And are you okay with that? Is there some things you would have done differently? Or do you feel like she's not too much at fault? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.